right, so what brings you in today?
I am having troubles finding my purpose and moving on in my life. I'm trying to take care of my kids, my husband, and I don't feel like I can do anything other than that. I just feel like I'm stuck in a routine and I don't know how to make my way out.
You mentioned you have children. How old are your children?
I have four. They are 16, 17, 18, and 19.
Oh, so they're getting ready to fly the nest, leave the house.
Yeah, the 16-year-old, I've been having trouble with her, with connecting, and trying to connect. I just feel really unappreciated. They're moving on with their friends and their lives, and I feel like they don't need me anymore. Like they don't want to be around me.
Well, unfortunately, that's what happens when they get older. I know you mentioned that you feel like you said you're stuck. Can you define how you're feeling stuck?
Well, I went to school to become an elementary education teacher, and I got a job offer, but I have not taken it. I'm kind of having trouble doing that. My husband doesn't seem very apt to change, and I'm scared that if I do take this offer, that he might not want me anymore, or that he might want to leave, and I don't want to be stuck by myself.
I know you said that your husband isn't apt to change. Is this something that he's voiced to you directly? And have you brought this job offer up to him to see how he would react to it? Or if he doesn't like the idea of you taking this job? Because you have accomplished a lot by going to school and getting your bachelor's degree to be an elementary education teacher. And I think that's very important in life. But is this something that he knows it's important to you?
I've mentioned it, but he doesn't. He wants me to kind of remain as I am, and that's how he's acted over a long time, and so this is a major change, and it's definitely not. It's definitely scary. He kind of resists any attempts to make any changes in our household, so I feel like this is a major change that he would be very opposed to.
I can understand how you're feeling complacent then. Your kids don't feel like they need you anymore. They're getting grown up. Your husband wants you to stay where you're at and not, go out and get a job. So I completely understand your feeling of complacency. How does this feeling of complacency affect your everyday life?
I have very bad panic issues. I get dizzy, I feel like fainting, I'll have difficulty breathing, and then even sometimes I get hot flashes and I'll get very sweaty. And so my hands tremble a lot, and I'll wake up with very fast heartbeats or in a cold sweat. These feelings seem to creep up on me, and it makes me think I'm going crazy.
Well, we definitely don't want anybody to feel like they're going crazy. Have you done anything to combat these symptoms? It sounds like to me you're a little anxious about life changes. So have you done anything to combat these symptoms?
I've tried to adopt an exercise program, but I have trouble sticking to it. Sticking to a diet as well. I haven't found a way to succeed at that with taking care of the household and trying to connect more with the kids.
So I noticed that you said some of the factors on why these exercise routines don't work for you is because you're worried about keeping in contact with your kids and your household and your husband and your life, basically. Is there anything that you could think of that your kids would be willing to do with you exercise wise? I know when most people think of exercise, they think, oh, I got to go to the gym or I got to join a class. Have you, maybe considered taking a bike ride around your neighborhood or even a walk or going to the park? Do you think that's something that some of your children would be interested in doing with you?
Maybe not the younger ones, or that might be a chance to connect with them more. My older ones might be more apt to partake in those sort of activities. I haven't thought about doing that before, but it's a good idea.
And it would help you get where you want to be fitness wise, because I know you said that you're trying to stick to a diet and an exercise routine. I know you also mentioned that you're having problems connecting with your youngest child. How old did you say she was again?
16.
She's 16. Yeah, that's definitely a tough age for kids. Maybe this is something you could address her with first. I know you said she might not want to, but it's definitely something to try. You could address her with it first and see if maybe she just wanted to go on a bike ride with you, and maybe that's a way you and her could connect.
I'll have to try that soon and see if that helps. It'll definitely be something different other than hanging out with her friends, and with a little bit of thought, they might be more apt to it.
Or if, she's not in the beginning and she sees her older siblings doing it with you, she might be more apt to do it then too. Because it's a good way to bond and it's good family time, and you're also getting your exercise in while making that connection. Because I know you were worried about making that, losing that connection because you wanted to work out and eat right. As far as diet goes, why do you think that never works out for you?
My parents were, they nagged me a lot as a child, and basically the more they wanted me to stop eating, the more I ate, and I would do it to the point where it made me sick. So I think it has something to do with them. They were very strict and rigid when I was a child, so I think my feelings of guilt from all of that have carried into my adult life.
That's completely understandable. Those feelings can be carried into adult relationships and your adult family and your adult life. Do you think that's another reason why you might feel so anxious all the time and have these symptoms of hot flashes and nervousness and racing heartbeat and things like that?
That probably does add to it. I didn't really have a lot of friends growing up. Everyone thought I was kind of weird, and so I don't have a lot of personal relationships with anyone now. My husband was the first person I dated, and we got married right after that. So I think social interaction is not my forefront.
So what I'm understanding is that, your husband was kind of your first real relationship and basically your first best friend and the first person who truly accepted you. Do you think that's why you're so scared to make life changes, because you're afraid to lose him and maybe put some distance between you and your kids?
Yeah, that's definitely one of my biggest fears, is losing my husband and my family, and because they're kind of everything to me.
That's completely understandable. Most of us are very close with our families, and it's scary to think about losing them. Have you thought about the benefits of you taking this job?
Definitely thought about it. I feel like it might make my life a little bit more meaningful, even though I worry about what will happen at home. Definitely feel like it will give me a little bit more to look forward to, because I worry about running out of time a lot, so I feel like I need to take it soon. I just have trouble doing it.
Can you tell me what you mean by running out of time?
Well, I'm coming up on 39, and I just feel like I'm getting older, and there's not a lot of. I feel like I'm running out of time to do the things I want to do with my life. Like, there's
that's understandable. I'm sure a lot of people feel that way. Have you mentioned to your husband at all that you feel like you're running out of time to do the things you want to do with life?
It's I feel like I need to figure it out for myself first before I discuss it with him. Just because I don't want to worry him with all of my problems, and I don't want to seem like I'm going crazy over things.
It's completely understandable. And I know you've mentioned a few times about you feel like you're going crazy. I think you've taken a good first step by being here, and we can help you through these issues and maybe set some goals for you, whether they be small or big, or we could start with small ones and work to big ones. I thank you for coming in to see me today. I will see you in the next session.